Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mystery Meat Show. We're doing things a little different today, guys, all right? We're going to take a couple minutes. Came up with some new segments that I want you guys, just tell me in the comments section. Is it ass or is it not? First one, we're going to take a trip to Clown Town. Bringing you everyone's favorite loser, Ilhan Omar. She takes the cake as the biggest asshole in politics this week. She claimed that America is becoming one of the worst countries in the world. One of the worst in the world. This is in light of the protests that took place in Los Angeles across the country a couple weeks ago. You know, she claimed the usual nonsense about Donald Trump being a dictator, tyrannical, etc., blah, 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 blah. The same shit we've heard for years at this point. Gentle reminder, though. She is a foreigner. She was not born here. We took her from her shithole, ravaged country, one of the most destitute in the world, Somalia. Now, I don't know if the burning tires, the cop cars, assaulting police officers reminded her of her hometown in Somalia, but this administration's doing something different. Donald Trump is not playing these fucking games where just because your level of outrage justifies the damage and harm you do to the community, that all sins are forgiven. No. That's not saying you can't protest and exercise your freedom of speech and your First Amendment. But when you start lighting shit on fire, damaging cop cars, throwing bricks from an overpass down into the freeway at police officers, it's not gonna, you know, that has become a riot now. This is what old Ilhan had to say about her struggles here. Let's get you up on the screen. Where are we?
To be coming out of our country. I mean, I grew
there you go, Jim.
In a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have...
Let's get it going in single speed.
To be coming out of our country. I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights, while our president is spending millions of dollars prompting himself.
Just gentle reminder to all the liberals out there. Constitutional right does not allow you to throw bricks at cop cars, block streets, prevent the movement of traffic, assault police officers, graffiti. That's not a constitutional right. For whatever reason, she wants to take the side of the childish, loser, immature, contribute nothing members of society, the Democrats. And just because was the National Guard warranted? No, probably not. I was at the protests. They weren't that bad the day I went. However, this notion that just because Donald Trump sent in the National Guard, is that going to make, does that cause people to do more damage, to riot longer and more violently? Doesn't make sense.
With the military parade, it is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans to say this is not the country we were born in. This is not the country we believe in. This is not the country our founding fathers imagined.
You don't get to fucking riot because ICE is coming down and removing gangbangers, child sex traffickers, drug dealers. If the city of LA cooperated with the federal government in this endeavor, probably a lot less innocent illegal immigrants, non-violent, non-criminals, were probably going to be left alone. But because they didn't, they had to take a wide breadth approach and round up everybody, as they should anyway. So I don't feel fucking sorry for them. Ilhan Omar is a radical, Jew-hating, American-hating, racist, socialist politician. For whatever reason, she keeps getting elected. Maybe because her constituents are Somali and Muslim. Who fucking knows? But that was a rough trip down to Clown Town. Congratulations to Ilhan Omar. You won the award. Okay, time for a little red pill history. So, here a little spat, little back and forth between one of your liberal buddies. Just, hey, time to tell them the truth. Planned Parenthood. You know, this is often regarded as one of the most compassionate staples of a young woman's life. It has a very dark history. Of course, the libs they don't look into anything with any motive to find truth or find anything that hasn't been told to them by their college teachers or the news. So just hand them this little tasty little treat, okay, as a peace offering. Just ask them, just frame it this way. Since they love getting rid of statues in the South that had links to slavery, or Navy vessels that were named after generals in the South, Army, Marine bases getting renamed that don't have any links to slavery, just say, hey, should we get rid of all organizations that, you know, have links to slavery or eugenics? She's like, they'd probably be like, hell yeah, let's do it. Should we get rid of Planned Parenthood? What do you mean? They kill millions of babies. It's great. They do great stuff. Why would we get rid of Planned Parenthood? Oh, surely you know about Margaret Sanger. Shh. The rabid racist eugenicist. Yep. Deep affiliation to the KKK. Planned Parenthood wasn't Planned Parenthood back then. It was the American Birth Control League in 1921. It was the precursor of Planned Parenthood. The NEGRO project, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get banned. This was one of her big ideas. She conceptualized this as a way to lower poverty rates, air quotes, poverty rates by blacks in the South. Wonderful. Ooh, yeah, she was affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, everybody's favorite group. She spoke to many of the women's branch of the KKK back then. She believed eugenics was a way to reduce the number of unfit births. Voluntary eugenicists. Wonder how, what do we call it? I guess that's my body, my choice kind of thing, right? Keep your hands off my body. So yeah, that's a tasty little nugget you should tell your little liberal buddies, little girlfriend. Yeah, this Planned Parenthood's got some deep, dark history. You should ex-nay it. Robert E. Lee, thrown in the same bin that Robert E. Lee went into. Apart from costing hundreds of billions of dollars, throughout its whole life. God only knows how much money that organization's brought in, wasted. How many dead children and dead babies they have on their hands. It's also founded by a rabid racist. A woman who was able to trick many people of the country to say that, you know, you don't need to have kids. You could just take these contraceptives. You don't need those kids. We could just come over here. We'll either vacuum it out, we'll poison it, or we'll cut it up into little itty bitty pieces and yank it out of you. Planned Parenthood. Don't worry that I'm a racist. I'm buddies with the Ku Klux Klan. I hate black people. I'm a eugenicist. Just bring your babies over here. We'll kill them. Get them out of you. Because it's powerful. It's empowering. Don't waste your time with children. You need to go out there and be a boss bitch. How was that? A little red pill history for you. Okay. Front page news that should have been. This was not mentioned much in the media. I don't know why. I guess it's not as titillating as Donald Trump being a racist, but an operation out of North Texas led by the FBI and local police departments rescued 109 children, God bless, and arrested 244 disgusting, devious child sex predators. With those 244 arrests, they were able to retrieve, what is it here? 1,130 devices totaling 213 terabytes of information. 213 terabytes of information. Children in unassuming positions, sexual, graphic in nature, the worst of the worst. We have we got a video for you here. Whoops.
To be coming out of
This is hard to hear, but you need to know. In a massive undercover operation called Soteria Shield, the FBI and over 70 partner agencies rescued 109 children from an extensive child exploitation network. But the disturbing part is that 103 of them had never even been reported missing. They were sleeping in their own beds, going to school every day, and living lives that looked normal. But behind closed doors, they were being abused. The perpetrators were mostly people inside their own homes, uncles, stepfathers, teachers, trusted figures. The operation led to 244 arrests. The majority were family members of the victims. These abusers shared disturbing videos and images, many recorded in the children's own bedrooms. Most of the victims were between the ages of 3 and 6. Thanks to cyber investigators infiltrating secret chats, thousands of illegal files were seized. And here's the chilling truth. Without this operation, no one would have known. Not a single report had been filed. This isn't a story from far away. It could be happening next door. That's why it's vital to stay alert, to talk to your kids, and to question even the people you trust. What can parents do to protect their children in a world like this?
Over the last few years, we have...
If that's happening in Texas, God only knows what's happening here in California. It mentioned some teachers that didn't give a ratio of, or a number of how many teachers were involved in that 244. But in a state where it's illegal, it is illegal for teachers to tell the parents about their child's sexual preferences. It's illegal for the teachers to tell the parents if their child is experiencing any gender dysphoria. It is illegal for the teachers to tell the parents about their child's sexual preferences, whether it's gay or straight or lesbian or whatever. It's illegal. The state has placed a wedge between the child and the parents. apart from the insanity the state has the state is choosing to pursue, the curriculum in LA Unified School Districts especially is heavily geared toward LGBTQ plus. So this whole notion that they're not coming out, it's fucking bullshit. These teachers, these fucking Democrats, Democrats as I call them, they're probably, this is just hypothetical, they're probably trans, lesbian, or gay, so they can't have kids. So what do? How do they keep their movement going? They take your kids. And the state of California is complicit in that movement. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. But kudos to the FBI and all the local enforcement agencies in North Texas. That's a huge win. Absolutely wonderful to see all these child sex predators. They should just throw them, what is it, CCOT down in El Salvador? Or that new, Florida just built the Alligator Alcatraz? Cruel and unusual punishment should not apply to anyone messing with children. Teachers who are speaking to kids about sexual preferences, fucking Alligator Alcatraz. This is also interesting, 21 registered sex offenders were on the list. They were on that list of 244. Unbelievable. Absolutely devastating. I hope those families recover. I hope the children are brought back and hopefully get the treatment they deserve, the treatment they need. So keep them in your hearts and prayers. Bam! Liberal shitty policy update. Everyone's favorite city. You know it, you love it. They host some of the best gay pride parade events. You can go out there butt naked, perform oral sex in front of kids. They love drag queens, story hour with kids. A lot of weird shit to be doing with kids. San Francisco. It's San Francisco, okay? You love them. You don't, really. Everyone fucking hates San Francisco. It's a city destroyed by liberal policy. But, big but, April 30th of this year, Daniel Lurie, their new mayor, had a revelation. An absolute brainbuster in terms of drug use in a city. You know, for years, the public health approach was to embrace the drug addicts by handing out clean needles, syringes, foil, crack pipes, straws, all to, they have to embrace, you have to be tolerant of everybody, even to your own detriment. This was to embrace the spread of disease, clean up the city, etc. Genius. Give the drug addicts, facilitate the drug addicts to get more fucked up. Don't clean up the turds on the street. You literally have to navigate human feces as you walk through the streets of San Francisco. Never mind the businesses are all boarded up. Fucking nothing has ever happened in San Francisco in the last couple of years that has been like, oh, wow, they got it going on. But anyways, so old Daniel here, this cheeky genius, he's saying no more. Enough. Reforming the whole approach, saying now the city must offer, keyword, offer counseling and treatment before handing out the drugs, paraphernalia, crack pipes, needles, syringes, all that stuff. They have to offer counseling. Only then can you get your needles, syringes, your foil, your crack pipes, lighters, all that. They must offer counseling. And another key component, they cannot hand them out in public spaces. I mean, who doesn't want their tax dollars going to drug addicts without at least offering counseling? So, Let's give San Francisco a round of applause. Hopefully we can see some major changes going on in that city because God knows they need it.